Okay, should be good to go. Get your form pulled up here real fast. Okay, what got you interested in coaching?
Well, I mean, really, to be honest, it's because I like your content a lot.
Appreciate it.
I'm not necessarily the most like hardcore want to reach top 500 kind of player,
Yeah.
but I felt like, I watched enough of your stuff that like it was kind of like, hey, I kind of want to get some of that, you know what I mean?
I got you. I got you.
You know?
I appreciate it.
Um,
I appreciate it. Okay. Well, I guess like if nothing else, maybe you're not the most hardcore person in history of the world, but we can learn something along the way. Okay. Well, break me down your history of Overwatch. When did you start playing? What heroes have you played? How long have you been playing? All the ranks and so on.
yeah. All right. So I started playing in 2020, right when COVID hit. It was kind of like the way me and my college roommate like kept up. And back then I was big, all right, I was a big tank player, placing high silver, playing pretty much exclusively Reinhardt.
Yeah. Why Rein?
Then because, well, to me, like I didn't have a whole lot of FPS experience. So like a character who wasn't mechanically intensive, like kind of initially appealed to me. And then as I kind of learned more about it, really, so I played football in high school and I was like offensive line, right? And to me, the Reinhardt 1v1 is the closest thing I will ever get to like, the like smacking into someone, at the line of scrimmage type stuff.
Okay. And what ranks have you hit, and have you maintained the Reinhardt obsession since then?
It was so I got into gold for a while, like I can't remember, like a season or so. Like I didn't spend too long in silver.
All right.
Spent like 2 seasons in gold, got into plat, and then plat I was stuck there probably for like 8 or 9 seasons, like a long time.
Why do you think that was?
I mean, some of it was just like, I don't think that was like, junior, senior year of college. I wasn't in my like best state personally.
Got it.
Like I was losing motivation for like classes and stuff, and just like wasn't necessarily at the top of my game all around. So it only makes sense that like I wasn't improving at Overwatch as much as I wanted to.
Right.
It also kind of got to a point where like I was losing faith in the the Reinhardt grind. Like around plat, you start getting people that actually can hit their shots, and so like it started becoming harder to like force Rein, and so then like I started playing other characters, and like they got me some like mixed results, but I didn't have that desire to grind the same way.
Right. That's always the catch, It's I think that was right around the Reinhardt Renaissance time, where like Cloudy started to do stuff with Rein that other folks hadn't really considered. But it definitely felt like at the time, a lot of ball, echo, things like that. You're like, what am I supposed to do, right?
Especially like that was right when he got like his armor taken away that they had buffed him with. So it's kind of like.
Because that's right. He was 550 for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, so what was your response to all of that? What did you do?
I mean, I just sat at like 2,900 SR for like a year.
That'll do it.
As well as like for me personally, 2,900 SR is such a frustrating spot
because you're almost a good player, almost.
Almost. And just like every like time you get up to like 2,970 and then you just lose, it's just it's the worst feeling.
I got you. So what happened afterwards?
So then like a month before Overwatch 2 releases, I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get into diamond on all 3 roles before Overwatch 2 drops.
Chad behavior. Okay. So how'd that go?
Do that. I actually broke into it slightly on tank and support, hit 3,200 on DPS. So
nice. Nice. Okay, so you accomplished the goal. Well done.
Yep.
Well done. How did you do that? Was it the same heroes, same roles? Oh, I guess for DPS and support we don't even know, but like, was it still on Rein?
It was actually, that was when I went back to Rein. I was kind of like, I was kind of in that state. I'm sure you like see a lot of this where I was just playing way too many heroes, and I needed to focus up on what I was good at, what I wasn't good at, what I liked to play, what I didn't like to play.
Right.
And kind of condense that.
Right. Okay, so it was mostly just the hero pool?
That was like some of it, and then like I found as I did that, my desire to grind went up.
It's funny how
because
that works.
I was playing characters. Because I was playing characters I wanted to play, felt like, there was things I wanted to learn about it again.
Right. I wish I could just encapsulate this conversation, just force feed it to every Overwatch player. You actually climb and have more fun when you play the heroes that you want to play. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Keep going, sorry.
Yeah, like on DPS, I basically one-tricked Genji.
I feel like I'm talking to myself. Reinhardt, Genji, OTP, yeah. A football player as well. So yeah. Okay, keep going.
And so I just found that like that kind of general mindset just really helped get into that, and then I carried that into Overwatch 2, where Overwatch 2. So up until I submitted the thing, I'd been like sitting around in mid to low diamond.
Yeah.
And then after submitting the form, I actually hit Masters like a few days after that, and then I just
greatest. I really am. I've been hearing a lot of people that don't even know who I am have been ranking up this season. So I think my coaching must be working. Keep going.
And then I just hit Masters 2 yesterday.
Nice.
So
congratulations.
Pretty significant like climb. It almost takes the fun out of it. Like it's too fast. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like I earned it.
Let's put it this way. A lot of it is there's a lot of like guessing about like what is going on with the ranking system. Is it broken? Is it not? My suspicion is at least part of it is that the rank inflation that we should have seen in season 1 was gate kept because the ranking up process was so slow. So even though we had a huge influx of noobs, right, that we should be curb stomping, turbo stomping, whatever, to be able to climb on their bodies to get to a higher rank, right? It didn't happen as much because it just was so miserable trying to rank up, so slow, right? And then now that that's quote unquote fixed, people aren't placing as low. Maybe that's part of what we're seeing. Regardless, whatever. Congratulations, I guess. So, long-term goals here. In your forum, you said long-term develop a dynamic playstyle in Overwatch, which is fancy.
Yeah. I can explain that kind of a little bit more what I'm saying. So, really, what I find is part of the like biggest issue with my Rein play, at least I think, is I kind of have like 2 modes. There's 0 and 100.
Yeah.
And like how. In kind of more figuring out how to, find things like 60%,
right.
40%, things like that. Kind of especially with like some of the characters that people will swap to, it becomes very hard to go 100%. Then if you're sitting there hard shielding the whole game, you're doing nothing.
Right.
And so just kind of working on, I guess, finding value in less optimal situations, as well as like toning down the like ridiculous aggression and toning up the passivity, and kind of like finding balances.
Right.
And I know that's super complicated, but I guess
not particularly. Yeah. I mean, it sounds complicated, but when you put it down to it, it's not that hard. Like I remember back when I was playing Reinhardt in low Masters, when I first hit Masters back in before roll lock actually, and I remember getting triple DPS games. And I remember thinking, I have to play a little bit differently here. I have to create space, but I have to play resource light because more of the resources are going to be going into my DPS. So, in fact, those games almost were fun for me because I got to kind of chill and just, control space, play resource light. And then games where I got the Lucio and the Zarya, all of a sudden my playstyle adjusts. And I think that's where you have to kind of, it's not just about like, enemy comp and enemy situation about like whether I have an aggressive support or not, but it really just look at the enemy comp. Like, for example, if you're playing Reinhardt versus snipers, and then a Reinhardt brawl mirror with a Mei, there's your dynamics right there, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that is like obvious, but until you like actually put in execution, it's difficult. So what are some things that you look for when you're trying to adjust these dynamics, like more aggressive, more defensive, more passive shield bot going in? What are things that you looking for?
I mean, one thing is always like comps is like an easy one. Like, what kind of comp do they have? What comp do we have? How far can I go?
Right.
Because like obviously you can go
in the comps. I guess you're about to answer that.
I guess like big thing is like the enemy support lineup is always a dangerous one. Like playing Reinhardt into Ana Zen is a lot different than playing it into like Brig Mercy.
Yep.
Or something.
Yep.
and as well as like, I mean, sometimes kind of like what DPS and tank they're running.
Yeah.
Like especially Orisa really can kind of feel like a pain to play into.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think the matchup one is important.
As far as like how easily they can punish me just based on their characters alone.
Sure.
And then another thing is how like what kind of angles are they taking and how spread out are they? Because if they're like really spread out and then I can just isolate squishies all the time, that's not that bad. But if they're like kind of spread out where I can't just swing on all of them, but it's also spread out enough that if I go on one, I get shot from like 3 different angles.
Also depends where they're spread out too. High grounds, you're like, well, sucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then short term, you say work on changing the way I approach Overwatch problem solving. Well, what's wrong with the way that you approach problem solving? And I can definitely see the PhD student coming out. Isn't it like illegal to be a lineman and then a PhD student? I'm not sure if that's allowed to be the case.
To be a what?
A lineman and then to be a PhD student.
Oh, I don't know if I would. Well, it can't be illegal because I'm here doing it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I won't tell anybody.
Definitely not the standard pipeline. I would agree with that.
Sure. Maybe it was the rapid concussions that you sent you into the PhD. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, changing the way you approach Overwatch problem solving.
Yeah, I guess really my biggest thing is it's not necessarily that I can't like go back and look at a game and be like. I can't learn from that. It's more like in game, figuring out when stuff isn't going right, how to turn that around. Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Like do it because if you go back and look at it later, like that's helpful. But if you can't figure it out in game, like
developing that skill. Yeah, I got you. Well, what kind of things are you looking for? We talked about matchups in terms of your dynamic playstyle. I mean, really, like your long-term and short-term goals kind of feel like different ways of saying the same thing.
Yeah. Well, that's how I think.
Sure.
Short-term goals usually, to me, should be like part of long-term goals.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, fair enough. Let's keep going here. So, what do you hope to get out of the session? Breaking down games as they happen when things aren't going well. There it is, right? As well as trying to see the game a bit differently. Okay. Well, the good news is that you're playing a hero where we're going to talk a lot about that. Anything additional? So I like to know. I'm a PhD student in the lab, so being what can be done might be in voice or text. Okay, sounds good. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. It's like scheduling 2 weeks out can be a little tricky because depending on what experiments are going on.
I got you. Well, this ties in nicely after our goals. What's your training schedule look like with that PhD?
Yeah, so it's pretty kind of all over the place, especially because my work can vary from like, some weeks I'm grinding it out every day, and other weeks I'm like barely doing anything because I'm waiting on some experiment to finish up.
Right.
But my more consistent stuff is I usually play like for sure like 3 nights a week, up to 5 or 6, kind of just depending. And those will usually be about like 3 to 4 hours or so.
Okay. The inconsistency is going to be a problem with improving, but I think this is more about just understanding the process better rather than going for specific rank up goals. I mean,
especially like with my recent boost, I'm not looking to like push that any further.
Sure.
Or I'm not. That's not my big goal.
Sure. Let's just treat Overwatch like another science experiment.
Yeah.
Just learn more from it. Okay, sounds good. I mean, you're playing a decent amount, all things considered. The only thing I would say is like, when you're able to, you've probably heard me talk about this, being able to play just a couple of games on your days that you're off would be, depending on how serious you are about improvement specifically, that would be the low-hanging fruit for me. And then, like you said, making sure that you're keeping your hero pool tight looks pretty good right now, but just keeping it like that, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions with any of the training schedule stuff?
No.
Okay. Last question. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? We've talked about this a lot. You said understanding. Is there anything else that you'd like to elaborate on there specifically?
I think we've covered pretty much everything there.
Okay. Any questions, period?
Trying to think. I think I'm pretty good.
Okay. Do you have a code?
Yeah. So I have a couple codes. The 2 kind of ones I was thinking of because I wanted to get your opinion on which one you would think was better. One was a game where we won, and I felt like I played pretty well, but it was like close-ish. Like it was Junkertown. We both pushed it to full capped, whatever.
Yeah.
But overall, I felt like there wasn't a whole ton of problems with my gameplay, so I don't know. What's your preference? And another one was a Kings Row game that also got pushed like past overtime, but I felt like I didn't play that well. Like I wasn't on the top of my game, and so I don't know if you would rather take a game where I was doing well, but there might be less like to learn from that, or like a game I wasn't playing well, but also has a lot of the like pain points. I feel.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go with the one where it has more pain points or more confusion points or more uncertainty. Even if you win it, prefer to do something.
No, we lost it. We lost this one. Right. But let me see.
Okay.
Should be a Kings Row game.
Yeah, got it. A few days ago. All right, let me get this stream rolling in just a second. Okay. 1 second. Start streaming here on your end. Okay. So the ultimate. Go ahead.
Yeah, just in case this information is important, Trocity, the Sojourn player, is my duo. So
okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, just to set the stage here. What's the how do you create space or hold spaces, Reinhardt? Like, what's your goal?
I mean, usually, like to me, it's damaging enemy squishies, whether that's like swinging on them or even just aiming for fire strikes at them. Like, forcing them out of out of positions they want to be in into more conservative spots.
Sure, makes sense.
Or like killing them if you can, but
sure. What space matters to your team right now? Like, look at your team's setup, look at your team's comp. Where does your team want to control?
Well, like comp wise, we should really, I think, want to control high grounds because we got long range.
But they're not on high grounds, and you can't help them there. So let's ask a question.
Well, I mean, like, obviously we want to control we want to control angles, like on this D right here.
Which angles?
So really, kind of the ones it seems like our team wants to set up around. We've got the angle on the side of statue and then main.
Okay. If you would think about the choke or the general area where your team is best equipped to fight, where would that be?
Like,
look at their setup right now.
Yeah,
is it gonna be here?
No, okay. I don't think.
Is it gonna be here? Like here? Probably not, right?
Not any close range stuff.
But like what about here? What about this area here?
That wouldn't be too bad because we have the kind of multi-angles, so we can take it.
What about this area here?
Depends, but
okay. What about point?
I mean, point, like, depends on how the fight's kind of evolved, but like, just all 10 people brawling on point is not what we want.
Right. Where's your Sojourn Bastion likely, or your Ana Zen gonna likely end up or set up from?
Well, like, I mean, they're gonna shoot down main, and then as soon as we get pressured, probably fall back to that next choke after the point.
And maybe take a flank through here as well, right? So for you as a Reinhardt, what line are you interested in drawing in the sand to hold versus the enemy Reinhardt?
I mean, the line I like, at least in the setup we currently have, is to make sure he doesn't get past kind of between me and my Bastion. Like that's
so like right here, hang on, right here is where we draw the line, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least like right now. If they like force me out, you know.
Sure. And then if they path through this choke here, you're here to smash them here too, right?
Yeah.
Anywhere across this line here, and this is a good general rule. Like when you're in spawn or when you're like setting up, or try and have a general idea of where your team wants to fight and control space there, because we're probably going to be focused on the enemy Rein trade. But for example, if Junkrat comes through here, we don't need to swing on Rein. We need to swing on Junkrat. Right? If this Genji dashes into your backline right here and the Reinhardt's still a little bit of a distance away, it might be okay to swing on Genji. Like, your job is to find out where the fight's happening and then control space as best as you can. And the reason why that's important is because when we can answer that question, that tells us where to hold. If you held this choke here, you would be the one shifting your team's focus towards you. You'd have to, whereas with Rein, as long as you're not holding in a really bad spot for your hero, you want to be malleable, right? So let's see what happens. Like, you could even make a good argument here that this works right here. Why? Because what's behind you right now?
Zen, Sojourn, Bastion.
Right. Like, we're comfortably holding this choke. So maybe our prediction that we want to hold back here isn't necessary. Maybe it's actually okay to hold this line here.
Yeah.
Right? And it works, right? Bastion's there. Zen's there. Now, let me ask you a question. Why are you swinging on Reinhardt here? Really dumb question, but we have to answer this one to set the stage for the rest of the VOD.
I mean, to me, like, he's the only one I can swing on as well as I know.
Right there. That's it.
Yeah.
He's the only one who can swing on. Now, sometimes...
And, like, we have the Zen, so I'm going to win the swing trade.
Sure. It's that simple. He's the only one that you can control space on, so just do it. Do it up, you know? It's about return on investment, right? Maybe if there's a Junkrat and a Reinhardt to swing on, you'd prefer to swing on the Junkrat. Unless, like, let's say that Reinhardt has Shatter. Yeah. Nice job. Okay. Annoying. There's the Orisa. But the same rules apply, right? Same exact rules apply. Nothing has changed. Nice. And you see this here with your Sojourn, she's pushed up just a little bit, so you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
This is what we're concerned about. What's the matter with this?
I'm like just completely off on my own.
Right.
Not in a spot where everyone else can follow.
Now, when would this be okay? Where you break the line, let's say. This is something I've been talking about recently. When would this be okay?
I think it would have been okay if I waited like a couple seconds and their Orisa pushed around the other side of the statue and I could swing on the back.
So their Orisa breaks the line, right? Walks into your team's LOS, and then you take that opportunity not to match the Orisa, but to break the line in your own way. You kind of see that?
Yeah.
So you let them walk forward. Okay, that Orisa's baiting all the attention, whatever, and then that Ana's like focused on healing the Orisa, and then you just walk on the Ana, right? This is just you feeding, right? The only way this would work is if you were in communication with your team and you guys say, guys, let's push up. Pushing up means you shift the skirmish line. It's like the line of scrimmage. It's like football, right? You're shifting the line of scrimmage forward, and so your team needs to walk forward. But the problem here is as you have shifted forward, your team has not. Now, if your team is good here, they will react to this, but we don't want them to necessarily react to this. We would prefer to react to them usually. So, and what that means is that we get a negative cooldown trade essentially. They use spend. We had to use nade. We lost some shield. We lost a lot of HP and so on. This is okay because you're up one, but you still have to be careful if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the problem here is while we're very busy swinging on the Orisa, is the Orisa the most important, most aggressive thing on the enemy team right now? Do you know?
No.
You don't know.
Or, well, I do. Well, I don't know because I can't see it.
Exactly. You don't. Yeah. Exactly. You can't see it, right? You can't see it. And so if we turn around and give a little bit of context, this is what we see.
Yeah.
And so what's the best way that you could create or hold space right now?
I mean, probably right now, just shield him off from the rest of his team.
Sure. You could shield him off from the rest of his team, block off the Ana LOS, or swing on the Ana, who's also playing too aggressive. This is not very helpful. This is baiting the Kiriko attention. This is baiting the Orisa attention. That's okay. But you could be doing a better job of this if you're actually shielding off the Ana or swinging on the Ana. Because Orisa doesn't really do anything at this range, right? But the Ana does. And so as you see here, what's going to happen is the Genji's going to come in. He's going to get pocket, and he's going to get a kill. And what have you done about that? What space have you held? You've held the Orisa off, but that's not the priority thing for you to deal with. And this is why it's so dangerous as Rein to only tunnel on the tank trade, because sometimes the tank just isn't the most important thing. It just sometimes isn't the most important. Meanwhile, this Genji, because he's still here, is pulling all of the resources away, and indirectly is what gets you killed. You need to know when your backline's under pressure, so you either decide to go swinging to distract him, to bail out your backline, to trade like a Winston dive, or you need to shield off the follow-up so that Genji's isolated and gets killed. You had no healing going your way for 10 seconds, and you probably didn't even know it. Now, if you know that the Genji's on your backline there, and you're like, I still think me swinging on the Orisa is better, that's okay. You at least knew, you had information, you just came to the wrong conclusion. But I don't even think you were aware.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's so important is, as you see with like an immobile hero, you have to almost have eyes in the back of your head sometimes. Nice. Where's the line here?
Just like past this choke, or like right at the choke. Yeah.
Right. And the funny thing is look at your Sojourn's positioning. You might even have a good argument for pushing past the choke now. Do you see this?
Okay.
Right. Because of her positioning. She's kind of trolling. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's kind of trolling. Yeah. So if you were to push past the choke, it would make sense. It would make sense because of what Atrocity is doing. Atrocity actually should die. Wait, where is Atrocity? Yeah. Okay. That'll do. Easy peasy. Oh, that's annoying. Do you almost do it to an extent here. Do you see what happens? It's kind of an accident, but you have a blading Genji in your backline. And you're like, I'm getting no help right now. So what do? You play to survive.
Pin back.
You play to survive, right? I'm out of just survive. Okay, Genji's dead. Here comes the healing. Here comes the DPS pressure. Now I can go in a little bit. Now you have to be careful here because obviously you've got some people in spawn, but you can kind of see that shift just a little bit here. We should probably back up though. Whoops. Back. Yeah, we really should have backed, because why does your Zen die here? Why is he still here? Why is he not backed off?
Because he has to push up to help me.
Right, exactly. You're baiting him forward, and so therefore he gets killed. Whereas if you had just disengaged there with Pen, we would be in a much better spot. We're really at a real high risk of staggering really bad here. Yeah, this has been a stagger. We're not going to get a recontest. Yeah. Okay, we need to do a better job disengaging there. Okay, let's keep watching. Is all this making sense so far?
Yeah.
We haven't talked a lot about like Reinhardt fundamentals, but like I guess just understanding these things to me are the fundamentals.
Yeah.
And even here, what's potentially a problem with where we're at right now?
Very easy to break line.
Right.
Like I can't walk.
Easy. Right.
I'm like on the edge of the line like right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm kind of aware of that. Okay.
They're
trying to play aware
as long as you're aware of it, then we're good to go. But you're not going to have Discord, nade, sleep dart, threat, whatever. So just be aware of that. Because even if you don't die here, you're probably going to lose a lot of shield and lose a lot of HP. And meanwhile, your team doesn't get a lot of offensive opportunities. And then now, well, now we want to play aggressive. But in fact, if I actually go back here, I think what actually ends up happening... Yeah, so your Zen actually ends up having to walk forward a little bit. I don't know. Just be aware of where your supports and where your DPS are set up. That's the big takeaway for me.
Yeah, I think I just stopped it a little early because I don't like, for the line on this one, I don't like the cart turning the corner at all.
Okay.
Like, because that corner to me is always just a really like risky one to really hinge on because it's so easy for them to swing out.
Fair enough. As long as you're aware of it, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Your Ana is not pleased with your team.
And so right here, really, like, I wanted to back up, and then my fucking goober-ass duo decides he's gonna haul Sojourn into the queue.
Yeah. Honestly, this is just die-in card at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. I wouldn't worry too much about it. At least you get a recontest, though.
Yeah. And
you know where the line is here too, right? So right about here. So you could push aggressively in this Orisa if you want to. Nice.
Man, 100 Fire Strike is so nice.
Oh, I know. I realized this the other day when I was coaching a Reinhardt. I was like, bro, Fire Strike doesn't one-shot Riptire previously. I forgot about that interaction.
It's awful.
That's horrible. That's actually terrible. Terrible breaking point.
The worst is when he ults in your face, and there's straight up nothing you can do about it unless you like pin fast enough.
Jeez. Thank goodness we have.
Yeah.
Here it is. Just be careful. You got to be so disciplined with this, you know? Because, like, again, it's like the line is probably here-ish, right? But, like, if you misplay this, like, oh, that's so much resource lost, you know? So much damage done. Don't do this. You can't help with the Nano Genji. What's the best thing you can do right now?
Zone backline.
Right, zone backline or trade.
Zone everyone else.
Zone backline or trade backline. One or the other. You can either go for the kill or you can go just to keep them busy so your team... Because honestly, I might even consider trading here because is your team going to be able to peel off a Nano Blade?
No.
Not with the support ult situation and all that kind of. So at this point in time, I would consider just dying, but seeing if you can get like a trade on Junk or Ana. You know what I'm saying? So that you can get a recontest. But this is it's just silly, you know what I'm saying? You gave him a dash reset, you didn't do anything with it. So, like, to me, that's where Reinhardt is, like, shines. It's like, where can I position myself in a way to control off angles or flanks or backline stuff? And then also knowing when I can't, and then playing hyper aggressive like a Winston and just going for kills in the backline, right? It's like, you either directly control space or you trade backlines. It's that simple. I say simple, but it's, you know, it's obviously not easy. All right. And I could tell that you're thinking about it because, like, you get trapped here, and you hear Junk, and you're like, oh, I want to go swing in this guy, knock him out of this angle, and you're right. You're just trapped. That's all. Because that's what you do. You go in here, you swing, you knock him back, and then you double back and you push on main because that's where the most aggressive member of the enemy team is. Because remember, no hero can match you toe to toe. You're the greatest hero in the game at toe to toe with any sort of field support. I like the fire strikes. Then he gets our Ana. Yeah, it happens. I like the fire strikes and the squishies, by the way. Just a lot more pressure than just whatever. All right, we might just need to back off.
That was something I worked on pretty early Overwatch too, was trying to, like, throw them at squishies, because I noticed you usually hit the tank if you hit a backline squishy too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. By the way, small thing here. What should you be focused on right now?
Just letting shield regen.
And where should your attention be?
Probably on hotel.
Check it.
Yeah, because...
Honestly, kind of unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have... This is what Reinhardt's good at, is you hear this, even, and I don't think you react. Well, it's not even just like, you know, it's not even hearing. You should already expect this, you know? You should expect this. You should be thinking ahead of time, I'm going to hit this guy with my hammer, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to prevent him from doing this. Because normally, if you hit him with a hammer, he's going to deflect, he's going to dash back, your soldier survives. You know? Control space. You know nothing aggressively is going to be peeking through here. You know this isn't where the most aggressive member of the enemy team is. So focus on controlling the space here, because you're waiting anyway, right? Hold the line. Hold the line. So much of Rein is just like you kind of have the right idea here. Like, you force Junk out, but the Genji's already done. I mean, now he's going to get 2K. You know, it's just a disaster. So much of Rein is like peripheral awareness. You know what I'm saying? And expecting stuff to happen. Your Widow's dead now. Oh, maybe not. Be careful here. You still got people in the spawn. And now we walk. Stupid trap. Oh, he's cooked. Oh no, this guy is hitting every trap. Every trap. No. He's gonna hit it. Nicely done, nicely done. Okay, Atrocity's popping off. Alright. You should have expected sleep dart, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought for sure she's gonna sleep you. What happened to her sleep dart? Did you hear it? Oh, she slept with the Widow. That'll do it. Alright. Careful. I know you're up one, but remember, the line. Just be careful. Ah, nice. This is it. Right? Goodbye. He goes. He has to leave. This is why the charge cooldown change was so impactful. It allows you on flat maps to just, like, quickly control space wherever you want, you know? It doesn't have to just be the tank. Now, right now, he's out, so then just you go back to what's more aggressive. So much of tanking with Reinhardt, and with a lot of tanks really, is about a game of whack-a-mole. Who's playing most aggressively? Who can I push? Who's playing most aggressively? Who can I push? You know what I'm saying? Over and over and over and over and over again. Either do that, or then you feed and you bait their attention like a Winston. You know, just punish the aggression. Gotta hit those fire strikes. That junk needs to get cooked. Are you thinking about it? Waiting for that shield? Oh. Okay. I thought for sure he was going to shield this, to be honest with you. But hey, we take it. Oh, that is so satisfying. I'm not going to lie. Oh, he's going to die, surely. Yeah. Same thing with that fire strike. Sometimes their fire strikes are nice. Sometimes they're rather ugly. So
yeah. I think that one was more like a low percentage one I was trying to throw to see if I could hit this backline, because I'm like, I'm never going to kill the Sig as long as the Kiri
Well,
can't.
I agree, but you're also in a position where you know you're going to see backline momentarily, right? So if they don't peek there, you know they're going to be there, right? So then why use it? Just have two, you know? Just like bam, like right now, bam, bam, double fire strike, you know?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. Nice block. It's kind of funny, you almost do it here. Like, you do a lot of these things without thinking, but you're just not doing it consistently. Yeah. So, like, right here, why do you pin back?
Well, at this point, I'm like, okay, the Sig's, like, so low, and he's not going to be able to touch cart before we, like, or at least not actually do anything and touch cart.
Right.
And so I, like, pin back because I'm like, I can clean up whoever's on cart.
Right, that's it. But you see how that's a reinforcement of the line, or the game of whack-a-mole we talked about. This Signet is not only not going to touch cart, he's just not a threat anymore. He's out.
Yeah.
So you're like, where's this junk? Where is this Ana? Where is this Genji? Who can I beat on with my hammer next? And you can see there's nobody there, but the intention is there, right? The idea is correct. We just need to see more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. When we talk about, like, oh geez, nice. When we talk about, like, understanding your dynamic playstyle and things like this, this is what needs to change with you. You need to do a better job of, like, tracking enemy aggression on flanks and dealing with it better. You can't deal with this, right? You just can't. Yeah. There's not a lot you can do here. There's no high ground to path on. You can't magically get up there like you can with some maps. So then, what can you do?
Sorry, I'm taking a bite.
That's fine. Think about it. What can you do? You can't help with it directly, but you can indirectly. Remember when the Genji was diving your backline earlier?
Yeah.
On first point?
Yeah, just like pressuring their backline.
Sure. Can I safely pressure their backline, and or can I avoid demanding a lot of healing? Because right now, theoretically, you want your Moira and Ana and Cassie fully focused on helping your Widow out. So you either do one of two things. You make sure that you're not also demanding help, and or you make sure that you're pressuring their backline over here. Maybe throw a fire strike at Kiriko. Maybe make sure that ball doesn't get in, right? To make sure that there's no follow-up on the Genji. It's kind of like it's a little bit of a catch-22 where you need to pressure backline, pressure the enemy team, but also can't demand resource while you do it because your resource is tied up elsewhere. But you can't do that. It's not exactly like catch-22. You can do it. And like, this is like a classic example right here. Like, this is okay, but why is this pin okay? Normally this is a feed, right? Why is this gonna work now? Where's the enemy team?
Because there's not. Yeah, all the way back.
Right. This there isn't a decision about whether I'm going to deny Kiriko or Ana or Reaper or Genji follow-up because there is no follow-up here. So you might as well. And here we go. You see, he broke the line, didn't he?
Yeah.
For his team. He broke it real bad. So it enables you to do whatever you want. Now, right now, this is horrendous, right?
Yeah.
Why do you get slapped?
Because I wasn't paying attention to like their backline.
Right, you were thinking about ball, but you see now at this point in time, he's not breaking the line as much. He's engaging in front of his backline. So theoretically, you need to do one of two things here. What's the aggressive play here? Ball's in, what do you do?
Pin at their backline.
Pin at their backline. You go for the Kiriko, she forces TP, and then you shield, and you just bait their attention. You don't demand healing, you don't demand resource. Maybe you play in this cover here, right? This is the cloudy play style, right? Oh, you're going to dive my backline, I'm going to dive yours, but I'm better than you at doing it because I'm mechanically better with blocking shield or blocking cooldowns and swinging and accuracy and all that stuff. Okay, that's one. What's the more defensive thing, but what would also work?
Just kind of stand at that corner holding shield, or
exactly.
not quite that corner, but like right here. Yeah.
Sure. Just stand here and hold shield, right? Block all the follow up from the backline. So for you, it's always when there's a dive threat behind you, you either go in and dive the enemy team, but don't demand healing while you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's why Winston's so good, right? He's got the bubble. Generally, he should last a long time without demanding healing. Or you just sit there and you block off his follow up. And that's pretty much it. So let's see what we do. We don't do either. We forget. So now not only are we a liability, but we're not actually doing anything with it either. Yep, we know what's going to happen, right? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. No! I thought for sure you were going to pin in. Now, I get it if you want to go for a shatter in this guy, but it's got to be quick.
Yeah.
It's got to be quick.
Yeah. Because otherwise he'll just
he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Oh, yeah. Like...
I'm just like, he's an idiot. So like, you know, okay, this gets rewarded, but you see what you see this just shouldn't work. Like,
it wasn't the right play.
Yes.
It just happened. It just happened.
No. Good intentions, horrible play though.
Yeah.
This is the right play, but you just need to outplay the sleep dart, cancel the charge, shield, and then shatter. And even if you don't shatter here, you're gonna get healing in just a moment, and then these guys are just cooked, right?
Oh, I whipped the shatter on the Reaper.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You hit it. I'm sure you do. Where's your healing? Where's your healing? There it is. You see what's happening to the ball in the backline, though, right? You see that?
Yeah.
He's not getting any help. No! That's okay. You're still creating space, though, right?
Some of it was as I did expect.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're still doing the right thing. You're just not doing it very well. Like, you were baiting the entire enemy backline onto you, and not dying, I guess, but man, you could be playing this one so much better. I think you guys are gonna cap off of this, though.
Yeah, we cap.
Yeah. Like, there's a good argument here, by the way, that you should not have gone back to cart. In fact,
just like continued zoning backline.
Because look at what happens. Look at what happens. Here.
Yeah.
Your Moira's in with you, and then she dies. Like, these guys get away. Like, these guys should not be allowed to walk forward like they did. Just continue to zone backline, right? Because think about your hero. What's your hero best at? Hitting a wrecking ball? No. Hitting an Ana? Yeah. You managed to get on top of that Ana. You know, as poorly as you did play it, you managed to get to where you wanted to be. So, you know, leverage that, right? So, okay. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay, let's keep going. I'm almost tempted to look at the Junkerton VOD. Yeah, pull up the Junkerton replay code. Let's pivot here. Just for the sake of variety.
Yeah, that's fine, because overtime goes pretty poorly. I think one of our supports immediately dies on that defense, and so we just like I can't remember what exactly they died to, but it was just something like
Well, I just want a different map, a different situation, maybe some different comps to talk about, right? So
yeah, that's fair.
So what are you seeing so far? Needing practice.
I mean, mostly it's just about like, I suppose the big thing is being hyper aware of those like flank angles, especially any that I cannot see, like when I'm holding my line.
Right. Just a better general awareness of like what's going on around you, I think, and then making that decision about zoning backline and or diving backline or just shielding off the follow up. Do you want us to start here, or do you want to skip ahead some?
So like we kind of just get rolled through like first and second point on D.
Do you want to see if we can figure out why?
I mean, like some of it was just like I roll out on Sigma.
Yeah,
didn't go as well.
Well, we can skip. We can skip to where you're on Rein if you'd like.
Yeah, like probably right here is probably a fine starting point.
So what? How are you going to leverage your strengths as Reinhardt?
I mean, for me, really, like what I was planning on doing is just like kind of standing up here, helping my squishies, like shielding for the Widowmaker so they don't get insta deleted, and then like as soon as Cart gets close enough because they have the Sig, just drop on him and try to pressure him off.
Right. But that's such a one-dimensional way of looking at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's only a part of your strength, and it's not even like how much value we get out of just shielding off the Widowmaker. Well, it'll be okay, but what if you dive the Widowmaker?
Yeah, like right now, just pin up the stairs on the left.
But what? How are they going to punish you for doing that? They would have to walk up the stairs, right? And by walking up the stairs, who are they walking directly in front of?
my entire backline.
Right, right. So this is just where you have to have a little bit of that Winston mentality where you dive something if you can think you can get there and stay there safely. And I think you can. I don't think holding shield is going to be able to do enough. Because that's the thing is, will it be useful? Yes, but it's not useful enough, and that's the gap. That's the thing that we have to be concerned about. Because that Widow can't shoot from that angle if you're shielding it, but she can shoot from another angle, right?
Yeah, she can always just grapple somewhere and just invalidate mine.
And even drop. And here's the other thing: even dropping on the Sigma. How much value do you get out of that if if every other angle on the entire map is controlled by Cassie and Widowmaker and Kiriko, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You'll win the trade on the Sigma, which may or may not be helpful, right? But is that going to be the most important thing?
I do know the one thing as far as like what I was expecting, not just the Sigma. Their Brig played really aggressively at me on the Sigma. I just didn't have the mechanics to like actually punish that.
Got it. That's definitely something you can punish. But like right here, it's over. You've just given up space. Like it really is over. Like I'm actually curious how your Ana dies here. So if anything, when you're dropping here, who should you be trying to control? Not Sigma, right? Brig or Cassidy, something that is easier to pressure and easier to control. You know, but ultimately, like you can win this trade here. But it may or may not matter. And this is the problem. This is why Rein struggles on high ground maps, right? We're trying to find ways to work around that. You know? I don't know. Let's keep watching. And for me as Reinhardt, what should you be doing on third point? What area of the map?
Controlling high ground.
Right. Let put it this way. They should never, almost ever, control high ground on this entire point with their calm. Should never happen. Anytime their Widow tries to take top, Sigma tries to take top, Caster no, you're off. You're done, right? And so that means that your DPS should always have a positional advantage. Your support should always have a positional advantage. And that should be it right there.
Yeah. And I think that's why we get away with this on this one is they don't leverage high ground that much. And so we just kind of like, hash it in mid.
Right. So let me ask you a question. If your team or the enemy team isn't leveraging high ground, why would you go high ground?
Just to have it first, information scouting.
Sure. You could also actually shield your backline, as we saw earlier, right? This one you can have your cake and eat it too. You can dive backline and control it. And here's the other thing too. When you're thinking about optimal targets to swing on here, who's the optimal target to swing on, or who are the optimal targets to swing on?
I mean, either the DPS or supports. Like
right. And why is high ground more accessible for that kind of play?
Because, I can get to more places than I can on low ground.
Sure. You can bypass the Sigma if you want.
They also want to go up there. So.
Sure. So if they do go up there, you meet them. If they don't go up there, you can drop on them, and it's easier. It's the same reason why Winston goes high ground, right? It's just easier access to avoid the front line, right? And it sounds weird to say Reinhardt avoiding front line, but every tank in the game would like to have dual squishies. It doesn't matter the tank. A Roadhog, Sigma, Orisa, D.Va, Zarya, all of them would prefer to avoid the enemy tank and kill squishies. That's just how the game works. So if you could do that, and see, this position isn't even necessarily bad. You're going to hold this corner, you're going to stop cart, and there's some times where this is going to be really good, but I don't think that this is necessarily the best play.
The best play, yeah.
Right, and you can see it right here. Like, I wonder where your Ana was, right? Okay, could you have helped this? Yeah. No, but my Ana could confidently hold top if I was up there with her. Because a lot of what you're doing is like, you're like, well, my DPS aren't taking advantage, or my supports aren't taking advantage of high ground.
Oh, no. That's not what that comment was. I was just explaining why, despite playing it the wrong way, we win.
Got it. But you can encourage people to play the right positions by being there to start with.
Yeah.
Because your team... The problem is if you're not on top, their Sigma can go top, and if your support's on high ground, he can clear your supports while you're on the card.
Yeah.
Right? So your supports don't have that confidence to be able to hold that position safely, and that's what we're a little concerned with. So... Again, it kind of comes back to what we were talking about on first point, where we're trying to, on King's Row, where we're trying to predict where we think the most valuable positions, where our team wants to fight, and then where's the best spot for me. If you can answer that question, then we're good to go. Yep. Oh, you were very fortunate. I feel like that rock should have landed.
I just missed. Yeah, I thought so too. Honestly, I was like a little shocked that I didn't get hit by that.
Maybe he must have just missed. No, it's a bug. It's a bug.
No. Did he hit my? Who was it? My tracer. He hit my tracer.
But it says stunned by accretion. Reinhardt, Dr. Caboose.
Oh, that's like goofy.
Yeah, so the UI,
stunned,
the tracer's stunned,
yeah.
the tracer's stunned, but the UI is bugged. That is beyond fortunate. But yeah, you can see, like, even if you're able to, beat the crap out frontline, it's not so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too aggressive. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, going at 3 times speed. Okay, back to top.
Yeah, which I don't do.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if you're gonna be sitting on the floor, be the best sitting on the floor guy in the history of the universe. Hit every fire strike, hit every pin, you know?
Yeah.
Where's your team set up, do you know? Your Tracer's set up close.
Yeah, Tracer's close, Mercy's on me. I didn't know where anyone else was.
Yeah. Just a good habit to get into. Because I think where you're at is okay if we're not going to hold high, but...
Yeah.
We're helping our Tracer off. Alright. Nice. Oh, God. Oh, that was almost really, really bad. I thought we were going to miss the... So we hit, and then we just wait just a little... We actually might still lose this. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Oh, nice. Oh no, you gotta hit those swings. Oh my days. Okay. All right, let's keep watching. Nice. And see, like even. Yeah, I mean, I guess swing on Sigma here, but I wouldn't even be mad if you took like a second to try and swing on this Brig to force her to bash out and then turn on the Sig. You know?
Yeah.
It feels like right now the Sigma is definitely playing hyper aggressive, so I think you should swing on him. But so is the Brig, right? Or the Cass, right? Give these guys a couple of swings, you know, and then go for the tank because I think yeah, I mean that right there, right? Your soldier dies.
Yeah.
You know. Get her. Nice. Get that Brig. Screw the Sig. Get the Brig. Yes. So much easier to get these kills. Like, I can tell you, as somebody who played a little bit of Brig recently, when the enemy Rein, just, like, if my DPS don't take angles and I have to play frontline as Brig and the enemy Rein is, like, zoning on me, it is miserable. I can't play the game. Like, I have to permanently save Bash to get out. A little lazy with that Fire Strike. Maybe they're gonna get smart and play high ground. Nice Fire Strike.
Yeah, because I can't remember if it's this fight or the next fight, but they roll us by taking high ground.
There it is, right? And now
they're soldier.
And the thing with Sigma as well is Sigma can actually spam from low ground onto the high ground, something that you can't do, right?
Yeah, because I remember right after this round finished, I was like, oh shit, I should have been sitting high ground like the whole time.
Yeah. Nice pin. Your soldier wins the trade. Greatest of all time. Let's watch next fight. Actually, you know what? Let's just skip ahead because we've hammered, no pun intended, this to death. You know, let's watch some different stuff. Okay, any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay, let's keep going. Yep. I mean, you're kind of doing it, right? I know it. Is this going to be the hop and then the short pin and then you clear this up? Yeah. And that's what we're talking about, right? Nobody can match you, and your team can see you too, right? This is the line. So, yes. I mean, obviously it helps when your Widow kills too, but it doesn't matter. Like when we walk through this choke, nobody should match you. Now, this is going to be really juicy. Because as soon as this cart turns the corner, I know what most Reinhardts would do, right? They would just sit on cart and push cart, right? But what should you do? Do you see it?
I think I end up pinning at the little, like, at what the Mercy is.
No.
Swinging and squishy is what I do, but that's not.
Control space.
Yeah, because I...
Control space. What space needs to be controlled or removed right now on your screen?
Extra angles, I guess, like over by where the ash is, kind of but further away. Maybe?
Just pin the ash. She should not be able to play that. Soaked Bussy should be gone, right? Like this guy shouldn't be here, right? Get out of here.
Yeah.
And are you gonna get punished for this? No chance. Zero chance. You pen. She probably coach guns back to here where she has a horrible angle, and then you could just sit here. And then you have your pin very soon, and you can make a decision. Like, it's a Winston dive. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's out. So actually now you can kind of just chill and see what happens. Maybe we dive here in a second, though. This looks good, though. This looks good, right? There's no angle. Do you see? No angle, right? Good to go.
Yeah.
Yep. Look how,
and then I get lost in
just a little bit, but this fight should be won. Right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, maybe not. Oh,
yeah.
Tragic. Just overextending just a little bit, but I really like it. We definitely had the right idea. All right. What did you do? Think creatively.
I go left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bit of a problem with the ash above us, though, so maybe worth clearing out top first in the future, right? Just doing our homework. Clear out here, drop, make sure nobody's there, then go. But yeah, I would go left, play this here, get rid of this Mercy Sojourn, then maybe walk to here, then we get your pin again, pin from here to the corner. Let's see. Yeah. Now you can obviously ignoring the Ashe who's just been completely ignored. Do you look at the enemy team's positioning? Watch it shift slowly. Okay, so you see the angles that they control. Okay, see how much map they control for their Sojourn for the Kiriko. Watch the red slowly move. Do you see it? Do you see the shift? This entire spot is now your team's, which means that your soldier can do more damage, which means that your Mercy is safer, which means that your Moira is safer, which means that their Sojourn has fewer angles. This is good. The only thing here is that obviously we just needed to clear off, and obviously that's just a feed. The only thing we needed to not do is just make sure that we clear out that Ashe first.
Yeah.
Then we go back to Sig, because Kiriko's just playing Ring Around the Rosie. Yeah. Okay, very nice. You know, we're doing this well when the map's relatively like simple, right? So this is good. Oh, you're gonna dive high ground. I know it. Be careful about timing though, right? Where's your team?
Yeah.
You're looking. You're looking. This is good. This is good. The Ashe is so nervous right now. She keeps looking over. Yep. Look at him. Look at the red. Look at the red, right? Look at the red. Don't overextend on this though. I know it's like, oh, I want to kill a squishy, right? But don't overextend. You could. Okay, what could you do here? What could you do?
I mean, so what there probably should have been was force out the Ashe Mercy.
Right, exactly. Pin to here, clear out the Ashe Mercy. Even if you don't end up using Shatter, the angle's gone. Then now you can slowly start to tromp your way towards the Sigma afterwards, right? So you're going to clear space of people that are kind of already out of the fight anyway, and then overextending yourself to do so. Meanwhile, the Ashe Mercy is still a threat. So good intention, just not quite the right target. And this is something, if you want to talk about like understanding the game more, you can go back in these replays and scout for stuff like that. We saw it on first too, right? You just pushed the wrong target out first. This guy needed to go first, and then you could do that. And that's a skill that we need to develop. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yep. It doesn't even matter if they live, because look at the space that you have now.
Yeah. And their Sig's super isolated.
Right. Now where should you go now?
High ground.
Right. Either way, your up Moira is so in. Yeah, you're fine. Your Moira just trolls. You try to help her, she overextends. It is what it is. You played well this fight. There it is. You made him rage swap the Rein. Huh. Nice.
The real rage swap is Orisa.
That's true. That's true.
The Rein is just the first step.
Right, then Orisa, and then the final one is Roadhog. Roadhog, you know that they're just willing to just lose the game, but they just want to get picks. They want the dopamine hit. They're so mad at their team. Ha! Yeah. I want to see one fight on third before we call it, because I want to see how we take space here.
Oh well, this fight I don't know about that one.
Is it?
I think I get shattered. Yeah, he shatters me.
Alright, skip it. I don't want to see anything.
Look embarrassing.
I didn't see anything. Nothing happened. There it is. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Nice. Top. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go top. Go top. Soldiers feeding. I get it, but go top. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Right here. Right here. Right. You go up top. Ooh, you see it?
Yeah.
There it is. She's gone or she's dead. One or the other. But nope, we pushed cart. Especially when he doesn't have shatter, you don't really help your team much by being here, you know, when there's other threats that are more important. And I'm so scared about this. And there it is, right? Like, there it is. Like, the Sojourn and the Ashe on high ground are the ones that actually get the kills, right? It's not like that. It's not this, you know? And you might actually lose this fight. Haha, egoed. Trash can. Chloe, get rid of her. Nice. Nice, you messed up. Nice, get her. Nice. Nice. Unfortunate. Nice. And cap. Okay. What do you see? What needs to be practiced here?
Just like working high ground, being mindful. I suppose just being mindful of things like flanks off or any sort of off angles, any high ground, and like moving to secure that, or like at the very least being aware of it.
Very least being
and
okay. What else?
Making a more conscious decision on zone backline or peel back or aggressively or trade backline.
Excuse me. So more conscious decision on peeling backline or trading backline, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then anything else? What about mechanics?
I mean, yeah, mechanics could be a little improved. That's for sure.
Fire strike specifically, yeah, definitely. Fire strike accuracy a little bit. Okay. Do you have any questions?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Keep me updated with how all this stuff goes.